Hello everybody. Well, today we're going to be talking about some tools. We're going to do some comparison in some tools. See, to the right we have the Yellow Jacket tubing bender. To the left we have the Yellow Jacket tubing expander. Both of which have served me well, but both of which have problems. Not problems, but just issues that I'm not liking. So I have decided to upgrade. I have decided to upgrade to the Hilmor brand tubing bender, the Hilmor brand tubing expander, and I've even went to the Hilmor brand flaring tool. Alright, so let's get into some little differences. First off, when you're looking at the case, you have this plastic latch. Now, the plastic latch, I have had to put that thing back on it several times, and I'm not really happy about that. Where you see the Hilmor has a metal latch. Better design, so we'll see how long it lasts. But so far so good.
First thing we're going to talk about is the tubing bender. I'm going to show you you put the head on, you got to tighten it up with the thing. But I tell you, the real reason I stopped using this, or even why I bought the Hilmor one, is because, let me find it here. I don't know if you can see it. See how that bolt is moving? Well, I tried to tighten it up and it just keeps turning. So it'll work itself loose and then it'll bend on me. It'll tilt out like that, and what good is that? And I was using this on a job one day and it just stopped ratcheting. So I quit using it. There's no excuse for that. I paid good money for this thing, and it's just over a year old. And you see it's got some wear on it, so it's not like I do use it. But that wasn't the first thing that happened to this. First thing that happened to it is anybody that has one of these knows that there's supposed to be a star washer holding the wing nut in place, or wing bolt, or whatever you want to call it. But you see, I had to put a rubber O-ring in there to hold this thing in place. I shouldn't have had to do that. That star washer shouldn't have came out. When you do pay good money for tools, quality tools are supposed to be quality tools. They're supposed to last. And if Yellow Jacket comes back and says, well, you should have sent that to us and we would have fixed it for free. Well, dude, me not having a tool is like me not having a truck to drive to a service call. I need this tool as much as I need that truck out there. So I'm not sending my tool off. So that's the Yellow Jacket. Alright, well let's look at the Hilmor. Alright, so let's look at the Hilmor. One head, you see they got all the different sizes on the head. See? All your small sizes are on one side, and your big size is 7/8 and 3/4 on the other. You want to see how easy it is to take this thing on and off? Watch. Push it on like that, it's on. You want it off? It's off. Push it on. Look, it's not going to fall off. Take it off. That's all you gotta do. Push it on. Take it off. Alright, so that's the tool itself. Alright. These are its two different manuals. This is from the Yellow Jacket. It's some fiberglass, composite, plastic junk. It does okay. I mean, I've not had a problem with it, but when you go to the Hilmor, it's metal. And as you see, each size is painted the same color as what's on the head. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to compare the Yellow Jacket expander and the Hilmor swedger. And we're going to see which we're going to swedge a piece of 3/4. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our Yellow Jacket and get our 3/4 fitting. Now I want you to pay attention to this. Now we have got this tool closed. There's no way to screw that on there, so you actually have to open it up like that, screw it on. Okay, so it's screwed on. But remember that for our next segment. Okay, so we got our end on. So let's get our piece of 3/4. Oh, we got a 90. Compliments of the Hilmor Tool Man Now. Alright, so we stick that on there. Now, gotta use your leg. You gotta use your leg to hold it till you can actually start, till you get both hands. Alright, so we're halfway. Now what we have to do is we have to open it up like so and turn it. If we don't, we'll crack the pipe. And nobody wants a cracked pipe. Crack pipe. So anyway, so that's made a swedged in. So what we'll do is we'll take our handy dandy marker here and we'll put Y for Yellow Jacket. See? Got Y. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll get our Hilmor, get our 3/4. Now remember on the Yellow Jacket we had to have it wide open before we could screw the end on it. Now, did that save any time? Yep. Alright, so now remember I had to use my leg on the other one. So let's just do it one more time. Okay? Now, stuck on there, can't do nothing with it. All I gotta do is just release it like that. Alright? And then what we'll do is we'll put an H on here. Put an H. The H for Hilmor, so we'll know which one did what. Alright, so that's our end made by the Hilmor, and that's our end made by the Yellow Jacket. Pretty much the same. Don't really see a big difference. I don't see any cracks, anything like that. So I got a piece of 3/4. That's the Hilmor. See the H? That's the Hilmor. Did okay there. And then that's the Yellow Jacket right here on this end. So they did the same job. It was just a lot easier to do with the Hilmor than it was the Yellow Jacket.
Alright, as you see, I have a JB combination flaring and swedging tool. And really the only reason I really keep this around is because of the 1/4" swedger, because the handheld automatic swedgers, or whatever you want to call them, they don't offer 1/4, so I still have to use this one. But now in my hack Daikin mini split job, you saw that I flared those flares with this, and it works, and it works great. But there's nothing better than that right there. And we're actually going to make some flares, and we're going to compare the factory flare to the Hilmor flare. And then of course I have the Ritchie 6280, and I don't even get it off the truck anymore. It stays on the truck. I don't even know why I carry it. I guess just for a backup, but we're not even going to talk about it. But I do have one. I don't like it, so there you go. Now, the only thing I don't like about the Hilmor is it did not come with a case. I don't know why they decided not to put that in a case, but I'm telling you, when you have one in a case like that, and then you have one that's not in a case, why wouldn't you build a case for it?
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the Hilmor tool, flaring tool. There's three main parts of this thing, four main parts actually. You have your flaring block, you have your yoke, the part right here that you turn. You have your depth gauge right there, that silver thing I'm moving up and down. And you have this little screw at the back, and that screw is just a stopper to keep everything from falling off. Since they didn't put it in the case,
why wouldn't you build a case for it?
So anyway, we're going to take the screw out, and we're going to take each part off. There's your flaring, there's your yoke. And then I'm going to leave the little stopper thing on there. It's just a depth gauge. I call it a stopper. I think they call it a stop too. But the cool part about this flaring block is, look, it works just like a clothespin. Just like a clothespin. So it's a pretty cool deal. I like it. The last job I did, the last mini split job I did, I cut some flares off the factory branded line set. Now I don't know if you can see inside of this flare, but as I turn it you might be able to see it. It's kind of oblong, the hole is. So we're going to see if our flare doesn't look better than that one when we're done. But see how it's oblong? I know I can see it. I don't know how good on camera you can see it, but it is oblong. And then we'll take the other 3/8 branded, factory branded flare. See how it's kind of got burrs around the edge? It's real rough. Now, you buy a line set from the factory, and you want them to be good. But you know, I wouldn't. If I was making a flare, I would throw that one away, actually. And the same thing with a quarter with the oblong opening. I would throw it away. So let's see what happens. Alright, so first I guess we're going to start off with 3/8. Now, first thing I want to do, and I'll do this on this one, just not on the quarter, because I've already done it. You get your burring tool out, deburring tool. You can buy these at Home Depot or plumbing supply or whatever, and just go around it. You get all the burrs off of it. Take your time, because this could mean, this few minutes or whatever could mean the difference of a service call, a warranty service call, and a lot of extra work. Alright, now we got our pipe deburred. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pipe, take our tubing, and stick it in the 3/8 hole. Okay? Now when you go to the website or you go to Hilmor and look, they tell you to stick your pipe up there until it gets, till it actually touches the stop. But I'm going to tell you something, if you do that, it's not going to be enough for the mini splits. Mini splits require a wider flare. So we got ours set to the top, and actually we need to come up just a tad more. Yeah, we're good there on that one there. So then you just slide it down. See the little divots it kind of locks itself in place. Turn your screw, your side, turn that on the side, lock it down, and then turn your handle. Now, when you get up, you hear that click? That means the clutch has, we've made our flare as deep as we're gonna make it. So, you open it back up, unscrew it all the way, take it all the way to the top, like so, loosen the side, okay? Take it all the way back to the back. Okay. Now, let's get our factory flare out. You see the difference there? See how burred it is? Like I said, I would throw that one away. Now let's get our Hilmor. See the difference? The Hilmor there, or the factory branded one. Now, look at the factory branded one. See how shiny it is compared to the Hilmor? Well, the Hilmor or the factory, when it starts getting shiny like that, you start losing metal. The metal gets thinner. But the Hilmor you see is not as shiny, kind of dull. So it didn't take as much pressure to bend that, to make the flare. Okay? You can compare the size. And they're exactly the same size. And it's so, you stick it in your nut there, and you're good. There, you're good. So, don't listen to what the website tells you. Don't just run your pipe in there. You want to bring your pipe to the top of the stop, not the bottom. I'm telling you from experience. But anyway, so now we're going to do the quarter. Like I said, I don't know. Can you see? Can you see how the center of that's kind of oblong? As I turn it, you probably can. So we're going to make another flare and see the difference in the two. Alright, same procedure applies. So we got a 1/4 inch tube in there, and slide it. See, it's to the top of the stop, not to the bottom, because if you do it to the bottom, you're going to be messed up. Okay, so you slide that over, slide your yoke over the pipe. Okay, tighten it down. Alright, you hear it click? That means it's done. Okay, loosen it all the way up. Okay, loosen the side. Open it up. Okay. Alright. Alright, so got the flare made. Let's pull the factory flare out. Check it out. They're the same diameter, and I want you to look at the difference in the two. Alright, this one right here is your factory flare. See how it's really shiny? And it's kind of oblong, like I said. I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely oblong in the center. Well, this one right here is the Hilmor. See how the factory one is more shinier than the Hilmor? Well, they had to put a lot of pressure on that one to make it. where the Hilmor made a perfect flare. It's round on the inside, it's not oblong. Well, that one can't say the same. So if you come across flares that look like that when you're doing mini splits, cut it off. Make one that looks like that. Now, I will tell you that if you're using the Hilmor or any other flaring tool, please play with it first and get your right flare diameter. Because like I said, the mini splits require a certain, they got to take up that whole nut there. And as you see, there's no room to spare. So definitely, if you're new at making flares or whatever, get you some copper pipe and get it right. But definitely get a tool like the Hilmor, or I would advise buying the Hilmor, because it does make perfect flares every time. I've tried them all. Tried that Ritchie, tried the flare and block, but this, in my opinion, you can't get any better than that. You cannot get a better flare made than that one right there. So there you go.